All right. Brave the Scare. A company is paying $1,300 to watch 13 horror movies in 10 days. Yeah. This
Okay.
is from International Business Times. Finance Buzz, a US based company, recently announced that it is looking for a horror movie heart rate analyst who can watch 13 horror movies and let their heart rates be measured. Initial thoughts? Would you do this?
Oh, hell yeah.
I'd watch horror movies for money.
Oh, yeah. I'd watch any movie for money.
You know, I kind of have these like kind of thoughts about the future when most of the manual labor becomes automated. I think what we're going to basically do to basically have income, if we don't have like a universal basic income, is just be guinea pigs and test subjects for a lot of the major corporations to sell products.
Of course, we already kind of are.
Yeah, well, I know we are, but I think that's going to become more common in the future if one,
It's
a
less. It's less.
Yeah, if I would say
Yeah.
if A, all the manual labor jobs become more automated and we can just provide for ourselves, and two, we have a basic income that allows people to live, then I think additional income is just going to become like being sell your data, right?
Yeah. It's just that people be more upfront about it rather than just kind of collecting metadata.
Right. Right. Okay, so horror movies are not everyone's cup of tea. However, for some ardent lovers of the genre, no amounts of scares is enough. They can sit through an entire horror franchise marathon and still walk away unaffected. How cool would it be if you got paid to do it? That is exactly what an informational financial advice website is offering. $1,300 for watching 13 scary movies. Question, why 13?
As it's an unlucky number.
Bingo. Finance Buzz, a US based company, recently announced that it is looking for a horror movie heart rate analyst. So, what is the job profile? It is simple. Watch 13 horror movies made on varying budgets and let the company record the heart rate of the participant, literally putting one's heart to the test. The aim is to ascertain whether the scares delivered by high budget horror movies are more than just provided by the low budget ones. Thoughts. Do you think that high budget horror movies are superior to low budget ones?
Oh, hell no.
I
I
would
think
agree.
some of the most original, yeah, horror movies in the last 2, 3 decades have been low budget horror movies.
You know, that's actually like one of the big things I know about horror. The reason why you see so many horror movies just put out, they don't have to be good. Most there are like horror junkies who love the horror genre. They'll watch anything horror, even if it's not good. Which you know the site IMDb.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. So I judge horror movies on a different scale because horror
Okay.
movies are so prejudiced against. No one likes them. So if I see a horror movie with a rating on that website like at 6, I assume it's like a 7. If it's at a 7, I assume that's like an 8. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like it's graded on a different
It's
scale.
on a curve. It's graded on a curve because I love horror movies, but like if you go on to any of these like rating sites, horror movies are shit on completely.
I think a lot of it too is like they tend to not book big names for horror movies. Usually, like a lot of horror movies, there are a lot of actors' first movies
Yeah, you don't need
uh,
them. You
or
literally
first big
don't.
roles.
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
don't need big names to sell a horror movie. Usually,
yeah,
the monster is the actual attraction.
yeah. People don't come for the fleshed out plot.
No, 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 not at all. But then you got like examples of like movies like Friday the 13th, where
Yeah,
you know it's just literally a big guy wearing a mask. You can literally put anyone in there, but for some reason, the they hire the same actor over and over and over again, and he
it
becomes
has to be Mike Myers.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But it's like almost like you this guy like can almost sell his name and sell his image. He becomes popular amongst horror movie fans, even though he literally is interchangeable with anyone. The name of the guy is Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder starred in like 8 of the 12 Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah,
And
uh,
for whatever reason, I don't know why they kept hiring him. It's not like he did anything different than the other people. So he was actually able to negotiate for a higher salary, and now he's a big name in horror. He can go to horror conventions and sell, hey, featuring Jason Voorhees.
yeah, yeah. I don't know why they would feel like they. Maybe it's to build up the image of the franchise or something.
Do you remember when they redid the Star Wars movies and they actually got Peter Mayhew? He's the actor who plays Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And he was like 70 something years old. Why would you need to get this guy? Why can't you just find another giant?
And
This
it
probably
just
makes it harder.
yeah, maybe just I don't know. For Star Wars, it's all about what the fans want, not well. Disney's trying to change that, but
Damn right. Fucking Disney. I think that the
um,
prequels have actually surpassed the sequels in my mind.
really.
Yes. And the prequels aren't very good. I'm not gonna pretend they are good in any sort of way. The third
But
one's
even they
the third ones
have
are
aged better.
well. I think that they're unique. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like the best of the sequels was Force Awakens, and it was a
Mhm.
carbon copy of New Hope. There's nothing really new or original to it, really. At least when you
Hmm.
watch the prequels, it tells a unique story and a well-written story. Just horribly acted, horribly dialogue. It's cringy but it's an interesting plot to watch a character give into the dark side and have this like mastermind guy infiltrate the Senate and become the emperor. It's an interesting story to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Disney even they did a something like this where you had to watch a bunch of Disney movies over 30 days and they paid you to watch them. I don't know, I can't remember why though.
Did they have to watch Cars 2?
Probably.
Okay, it's not worth it.
Is
Well, no. I mean, there's some. I mean, I recently watched a lot of Pixar movies. I've been watching them with my wife, and most Pixar movies
Yeah.
are fucking amazing.
Yeah. Was it what's the latest one that came out? The
Uh,
jazz one?
no. There's a newer one than that. Have you seen Luca?
Oh, I think I've heard of that. Yeah.
That's the one
With
about
it.
the fish who wants to be human. It sounds
I
silly,
don't
but it's
remember
actually
that
it's
part of
yeah,
it.
it's all about these like sea monsters who live on the shores of Italy, and one of them wants to become human.
All
It,
right.
it's it sounds silly, but trust me, it's actually a really good movie.
All right. What do you do you know the director Ari Aster?
R.E. Aster. No.
No,
No.
Ari, like the Jewish name Ari.
R.E. Aster.
Yeah, R I
What's
E
the R
or A
stand
R
for?
I.
What's the R stand for?
It's not an acronym.
Okay, yes. I don't know who it is, but I know you're just saying the name Ari. Yes.
Yes. He a lot of people he makes horror movies and a lot of people think he's kind of revolutionizing the new horror movies. He's only done two movies so far, Hereditary and Midsommar.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't know him by
Yeah.
name, but those are really good horror movies.
Yeah, and
Hereditary is one of the best horror movies I've seen in the last like 10 years. And
yeah,
Midsummer
you
was
have seen
okay.
it. Yeah, but
Midsummer
he generally brings out like a more instead of like a jump scare, kind of like a more creepy sort of vibe
I
for
would say
the
like it's more of an uncomfortable, unsettling feeling. It's not like jump
yeah.
scares. You're right. It's not like something's gonna come up on the screen that just shocks you. It's more like you're just you feel uncomfortable in your seat watching it, sort of thing. And it's really
It's
bad. It's really unsettling. It's good though. Like
yeah. But
Midsummer.
those wouldn't get your heart rate up though, right?
I don't think so. That's the shame. So
Mm.
like that is the shame because like yeah,
Mhm.
this whole metric of how we measure horror movies, it would just sort of um it would prioritize the jump scares more than the creepy atmosphere. So like I watched a film critic like sort of deconstruct horror movies one time and on a YouTube video, and it was like the jump scare is actually it serves its purpose, but the problem with it is that it actually takes all the tension out of a scene. Like
Oh, interesting.
the build up to the jump scare is the scary part. It's when you don't want to watch the screen because something's coming and it's gonna scare
Hmm.
you. But that's the real scare of a horror movie. It's not the actual
Hmm.
like scary image or whatever. It's that
Yeah.
feeling of something bad's about to happen.
Yeah. It's that tension.
Yeah. So that would actually I don't your heart rate wouldn't spike in those
Mhm.
situations, but I don't know how you did measure it, but you definitely wouldn't feel comfortable at any point.
I mean, under that, metric, would you consider like Joker? It's just kind of like an uncomfortable movie.
I would say Joker was the most depressing movie I've seen in a long time.
Depressing.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not the
okay.
same as like Tense because I never thought that something really bad was about to happen. It's just like I empathize with the character too much, and I just saw like, wow, it's getting worse and worse and worse. Like I can't believe this. It was
Hmm.
depressing to watch. I felt very uncomfortable in the sense that like it's so cringy that like, oh no, 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 no. This guy, it's so bad.
Yeah, but it's not something like like Midsommar where it's just kind of like you kind of have to like grit your teeth, a little bit. Like
Midsummer's a weird one. I definitely think Hereditary was a it's
it
a
was
hor-
a superior one,
I
but
think Hereditary is a horror classic. Midsummer was definitely another movie that was just really uncomfortable and weird, but it didn't
mhm.
like I don't know. Hereditary just was better to me.
Okay. Yeah,
But but I'm glad you brought him up because you're right. Those are some good horror movies. I can't wait to see what he'll do next. But in honor of the upcoming spooky season, yeah, we at Finance Buzz are dying to know whether or not a high budget horror movie delivers stronger scares than low budget ones, said the company in a statement referring to the Halloween season. The horror genre is perhaps one of the biggest money spinners in cinema. Several recent big budget movies that are laden with special effects and CGI, such as It Chapter 2. It Chapter 2 is funny. It wasn't scary. There's maybe
yeah. I
one.
mean, it's supposed they're both supposed to be scary, both it chapter 1 and 2, but like I wouldn't consider them horror movies in the sense that I grew up with.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. There might have been like one or two scenes in It Chapter 2 that were
Yeah.
kind of creepy, but for the most part, I thought the movie was funny. And A Quiet Place Part 2, I have not seen that, but A Quiet Place 1 was great.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was good.
yeah.
I kind of see it more as like a thriller than a horror movie though. Like a space thriller.
How would you? Well, what's the difference between a horror and a thriller?
Uh just like the amount of action and I guess like the
No, it's a hard question. Believe me, I don't have a good
I
answer.
guess in horror there's a sense of evil, right?
Yeah,
Like I don't get a
yeah,
sense of evilness in A Quiet Place, right?
interesting. What would you say Seven is? The movie Seven. Is that a horror or is that a thriller?
It's like more like a whodunit.
Yeah, I see. I see thrillers more to do with like the mystery. There's a
Okay.
mystery and a suspense to the mystery. Um, whereas horror, I think you put it good. That's the best word for it. There's an evil out there that's doing horrible things.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, not that you couldn't consider like this alien race, malevolent, but I think when you use aliens, it kind of you draw a different sort of line.
Anyways, among others, have done reasonably well at the box office. Others, such as the Conjuring franchise, Exorcist, It, and Halloween, among others, were not made on modest budgets in comparison to previously mentioned movies, but are also among some of the highest earning horror movies of all time. Exactly. There's no reason that like horror movies have to be high budget to be good. However, some movies produced on shoestrung budgets, such as Paranormal Activity and Blair Witch Project, surprised
Hey,
fans
hey,
and
hey.
critics alike with their quality. There's no quality to Blair Witch Project. Also earned millions in the process. Therefore, they are a testament to the fact that big bucks spent do not necessarily mean big bucks made.
Hey, hey, hey.
What to you is like is there a high budget horror movie that you can think of that's all that great? Or a better question is like what's the best horror movie to you?
Oh, a paranormal activity would. Some people look back on it and
No,
as kind of jokingly, but when I first saw it, it was probably the scariest movie that I can have a relationship with.
no, you're absolutely right. That definitely like Paranormal Activity. People look back on it harshly, but I don't know why. I think it delivers on everything it promises. It's a very creepy film that like it does really good with very little.
Yeah, and I like the campaign of how it like rolled out very small and then so kind of slowly expanded,
Yeah.
you know.
That's what led people to believe that it was a base. It's like it wasn't just. It was the same with the Blair Witch Project, right? It's not so much that like it was scary, although it was. It's the idea you thought it was real footage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It might be harder and harder to do that.
Yeah, you're not going to
For
get those same movies because people are wise to that gimmick now.
Yeah, it's surprised you don't try. I mean, I guess I haven't explored more, but I don't see more people trying to do stuff on like YouTube or, smaller budget, shorter things.
Oh, there's a good YouTube series called Marble Hornets. Have you ever heard that? No, have you ever heard that one?
No, I haven't. No.
It's actually a really fucking good horror series on YouTube. But the premise of the series is that I'm a filmmaker and my friend was a filmmaker, and my friend disappeared after starting to make a film, and then I start to review his old footage and I start to know he was being stalked.
Oh, okay.
It was and what I remember when I watched it, this was years ago, but it's a really good like internet YouTube low budget like kind of horror series, and it's just this mystery is unfolding about like why did my friend disappear? What happened to him? And then you kind of watch in the videos that like, oh, there's something in the background there. Someone's following him over and over again. It's really interesting.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Sure thing. Oh, my phone's going off. Sorry. All right. For a movie to make your hair stand on end and send shivers crawling up your spine, it's not all about high-end special effects. No, it's not. And CGI scares. More often than not, the horror movies are scary because of their story. Do you agree?
Oh, definitely. Okay. Like people like there's movies like Hostel or even what's the one with the weird, not it, the clown. I've done like not it.
not it. Oh, okay. The clown. Poltergeist.
No, it's the one where it's that
Killer
weird...
Clowns from Outer Space.
No. Saw.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a low budget one too.
Yeah, and it's had plenty of spin-offs, but like those ones just seem like gruesome, like gore movies to me, like which I'm not really into. Like I like horror because I like to feel unsettled by whatever entity is taking over the situation, not by like being grossed out,
Right. No. Saw definitely is much. I think the phrase for those kind of movies, Hostel, Saw, is called torture porn.
Torture.
I've literally heard it called that way. It's like the people who really like the gore, the people who really like the idea that these are really like sick, violent ways that people are dying. That's not fun for me either. I like the Hereditary is a great movie. Conjuring's a great movie. Oculus. Have you seen that one?
Mm-mm.
That's a good one too. That one's about like a woman trying to prove that her brother is not crazy by saying, because his brother thought that a mirror was evil and killed their family. So he went to like a mental hospital. And she was trying to prove his innocence, try to prove that he's not crazy. He was right. The mirror is evil. It's a good one. It really is good. But anyways, the better horror movies are definitely the ones that set the atmosphere for like something is going on in the background. I definitely like Supernatural for sure.
I've been into this whole cosmic horror genre lately, where basically like there's this evil, but it's never kind of really like revealed per se. Sometimes they can reveal what it is, and it's really hard to pull off if they want to do it. But it's just kind of it just goes with that like unsettling feeling. Like H.P. Lovecraft, he was really good at making cosmic horror.
I'm just bringing this up because like you and I got to review this movie. It's called Dead Space Downfall.
Okay.
Have you ever played Dead Space?
Yes, we have played Dead Space.
Oh yeah, it's a good game. We should actually play it together sometime. It's a lot of fun. But like, there's a movie based on it, and it's a fucking hilarious movie because it's trying to be scary, but it's actually fucking ridiculous. So we can watch that together. That'd be a good podcast too. All right.
Okay.
So what are the so horror? Sorry. So what are the 13 scary inducers that the Aspire of the horror movie heart rate analyst will have to brave a mix of 13 horror movies produced on different budgets? Here are the movies: A Quiet Place, great. Quiet Place Part 2, haven't seen it yet. Amityville Horror, haven't seen it. Annabelle, seen that one. Candyman, Get Out, Halloween 2018, I haven't seen any of those. Insidious, that's a good one. Paranormal Activity, another good one.
Okay.
Yep. Saw, I've seen it. I don't think it's that good. Sinister, that's a really good one, actually.
I
Have you
haven't seen Sinister. I don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
know if I've heard of Sinister.
Oh, that's a really good one too. You should definitely see that one, but not the sequel. The sequel's garbage. I fucking hate the sequel. The Blair Witch Project and The Purge. God, I hate The Purge. The Purge is
The
one of
first
the
Purge was good. I think it's a novel concept.
No, it's so bad.
I like it.
Here's my big complaint about The Purge. Okay, the whole movie sets up this idea that like The Purge is bad and we shouldn't do it. And it thinks that it thinks of itself as way wiser than it is. Like it's saying like there's a message, there's a moral to this whole movie. The Purge is bad and we should know it's bad. Well, yeah, because we never would fucking do that.
It's not totally realistic.
It's a protest movie for a concept that doesn't exist. It's literally how I best can describe it. It's trying to show us that The Purge is a really bad idea.
But we never really thought it was a good idea to begin with.
Exactly. No one ever said. He's like, I don't see those debates in Congress where they're saying. Although I would love to see this, I don't ever see those debates in Congress where they're saying we need to have an annual purge. If I ever got elected to any sort of government, I'm just putting a bill on the table just to say
Purge bill?
Purge bill.
Just to see how people react.
Oh, it's like one day a year we get to legalize all crime. We're gonna have a purge. I just want to be the first person to do it. I'll be that guy. I'll be that guy.
Dude, you should do that.
I should run for Congress on the. You know how they give you those
Purge candidate.
You know how they give you those pamphlets, those voter pamphlets, where they give you the statement and everything.
Yeah.
I just want to basically run on the basis of I will legalize the purge.
Putting a new spin on Drain the Swamp.
On the purge party.
Purge party.
Yeah. I'll fucking do it too. That's fucking hilarious.
And
All right.
there's